be good to go. All right, I think we're good. All right, guys, hope you're all doing well. I know. Some of you don't like this topic. Sorry, I do. You got to do it sometimes. Some people like it, not everyone does. It is what it is. Let's bring some people on up. I think I spoke with this guy before. It could be a good conversation, possibly. Hey, Michael, we spoke before, right? Michael, are you there?
Yes.
How you doing, man? You having a good night? Good evening, whatever you're at?
Yes, I am.
All right, man. Just give me your age just for TikTok US, please.
22.
All right, what's
How's
up?
it going, Dougie?
Good,
How's
what's
it
up?
going, Dougie? Nothing much. We talking about artificial sweeteners. Yet, we got Hugh here. We got
You sound like
the
you just
sweetest
woke up. You sound like you just woke up. Are you okay?
Yes. That's because I saw the sweetest boy on this planet.
Okay. You want to have a real conversation? If not, I'm just going to kick you. Just real conversation or
Black
not?
and slim.
Okay, goodbye. I've had good conversations with that guy before. This guy always wants me to do this. Harvey, I'm finally doing the topic you want.
I love this topic.
All right, man. Just give me your age, just for TOS. Then we can move forward.
I'm 21.
All right. What's up? What do you want to say?
Yeah. So let's talk about seed oils. Yeah. Actually, no. Wait. Can we start with soy?
Hey, whatever you want, man. Whatever you feel like you have the most knowledge on.
Okay. So when you say soy, and you're in like the gym debate space or whatever, I'm guessing you would be like referring to soy protein, right?
Yeah. I mean, that would be one form of soy, sure.
Hasn't soy been proven to be way less bioavailable compared to whey?
Bioavailable? No, actually, soy has a really good what's called a protein digestibility corrected amino acid score. It actually has a very good one, which takes into account its amino acid profile and its bioavailability. So it's actually relatively high. But the argument with soy isn't that it has a low bioavailability. The argument is that it raises estrogen, which it doesn't.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Doug.
I mean, do you have an argument to that?
Soy. I didn't see soy.
Do you have an argument to that?
No, I actually don't. I was more interested in the soy thing because I was on Amazon recently, right? And I was trying to buy some like cheap whey powder. I was actually looking for clear whey.
No way. No way.
Oh, that's a good one.
Anyways,
and I accidentally brought some like strawberry flavored soy powder, so I was pretty scared to use that.
How awful!
Yeah, no, but it's 30 grams of protein per scoop. It's pretty good.
Well, all right, man. I'm looking for people that can give me like an argument. Do you have like a debate thing that you want?
Okay, I got one for the seeds.
Okay, so let's talk about seed oil. What's your argument with seed oil?
Yeah, so I have an argument that seed oil is arguably worse for your health in comparison to an olive oil.
I'm pro olive oil. I'm not. I think olive oil is terrific. I just don't think seed oils are necessarily like dangerous in relation to them.
Oh, not dangerous, but like worse for your health.
In which way specifically?
I've actually got an article right in front of me. It's from lifeextension.com.
Okay, and what do you want to say in regards to it?
Hey, Doug, can you hear me?
I hear you now. Yeah, I don't know if you were speaking before.
Okay, I got to scroll out. I'm getting a
I hear an echo. Yeah, I hear an echo. Yeah, come back in. All right. Anyways, man, go ahead and read what you got.
Yeah. Okay. So I got the quote here. So my source here states that while seed oils such as canola, soybean, or sunflower provide omega-6 fatty acids such as linoleic acid, these, quote, may contribute to inflammation if they are not balanced out with enough omega-3s.
Sure, you need enough omega-3s. I wouldn't argue against that, but that's not a seed oil problem. That's just making sure you get enough omega-3s, whether you have seed oils or not.
But you can get your omega-3s from olive oil, can't you?
Well, I believe some, but that doesn't, like, context matters when we're talking about diet, right? So if you've already got enough omega-3s in the day, in terms of reaching the threshold of what you would need, then you don't necessarily get extra credit for getting more. You know what I mean? Like vitamins, for example, if you get enough vitamin A, you're not healthier if you get more, right? There's a sufficient amount that you need to
Actually,
get for
you can hurt
What's
your
up?
liver with too much vitamin A.
Well, sure, yeah. So in that problem, in that example, would be dangerous. All I'm trying to say is you don't get extra credit for going above certain things, right?
Wouldn't you be like arguably healthier though?
In what context? Again, context is very important.
I suppose in the context, right, that you would be getting less omega-6, so linoleic acid, and you would be getting more omega-3s, which have been shown to be generally good for you.
That's why I said if you have a diet that's already high in omega-3s, right? Maybe you have a lot of fish or whatever else that you get enough omega-3s, then the oil that you choose is probably far less important at that point.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. But sure, in some contexts, you may be correct. I just think we should be very, very careful of how we talk about these things because people take in this all or nothing sort of attitude when it comes to diet and nutrition. And I want to be very careful that we don't fall into that mindset.
Oh, okay. And I have one last question.
Okay.
So would like in terms of like the online fitness space, right?
Yeah.
Would you have any other products other than raw milk that you would say like are like a grift or maybe bad for your health?
I would say like what's up, Snatch? I would say like 99% of supplements that are sold at like GNC or what's the other one? Vitamin Shop, I believe, is one of them.
BCAAs.
BCAAs are absolutely a grift. I would say like 99% of supplements that you would see. There are some that I think can be helpful, but it's very few and far between. Hey, Snitch, this is your topic.
Hey.
So, how you doing?
I was about to say.
Yep.
So
It's like
I
you
would
were listening or something.
I know. I would
Beetlejuice,
say that so as far as like things that are also a grift that are really bad, I would say most peptides are a grift. In fact, some peptides like TB500 are actually considered cytokines in pancreatic cancer. So I highly would recommend avoiding peptides like a plague. Another thing is methylene blue, which is used to stain DNA in laboratories for northern blots. Please don't drink it.
Please don't drink that. I use that in lab.
Yeah, please don't drink.
Don't drink
This is like it's like drinking beta mercaptoethanol, and I'm like, bro, why are you drinking it? Another one, selective androgen receptor modulators are also a scam. Please do not take them.
I would agree.
Another one I would say is basically all of the liver pills. They're actually they're worse for you, I would say, than multivitamins because it's literally just a vitamin A pill that is dehydrated liver. And that's just, it doesn't give you a full spectrum of what you need in terms of like if you're trying to cover your bases. And also liver and multivitamins specifically, the vitamin A from them, if you already consume a healthy diet, puts you at risk for hypervitaminosis A.
Yep.
I actually got this from the advice that people were giving me around liver, and I ended up getting hypervitaminosis A. And trust me, you don't want it because it gave me permanent glasses. It literally gave, it permanently damaged the my eyesight in my right eye.
Jesus,
So,
Wow.
as you can
crazy.
see, I'm rather passionate about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
you should
I get it.
be.
I'd also
Especially
say
with the spread of the vitamin A misinformation that RFK was giving out about the rising issue of measles. It's like, don't do that. Just
Yeah,
go get a
and
vaccine.
kids are especially at risk for hypervitaminosis A because they require so little of it. So, especially when you have like supplements that are made for adults, it's really not a good idea to just like overdo it, especially in children. Another one I would say is that the whole entire idea of saturated fat increasing your testosterone is actually like a faux thing. It's increasing your total testosterone, but not your free testosterone. In fact, saturated fat consumption can increase your SHBG, which binds up your total testosterone,
Yep. Oh, for
reducing
sure.
the amount of available testosterone you can use.
Yep. Zach, hello. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Good. Just give me your age, just for TOS. That way we can move forward, please.
Sure. 40.
Okay. Cool. Do you want to chime in? What do you got?
Just got here. I just want to repeat what I always want to repeat, which is that I think we're at a really important moment of history, and that if you get it wrong, we lose a chance to sort of accomplish something amazing. I think that Donald Trump is executing a populist revolution. It's red tinged for sure, but that's because his power base is red, and that every real liberal who joins this unlikely coalition of the people that are in that photo that you have.
Can we stay on top? Are you able to wrap this around to the topic, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I mean,
make sure.
that's the topic up at the top. Basically, if you can understand that what that represents up in that photo up there is like progress and progressive policies and populist policies, then we can all get together and we can edge out the homophobes and the racists and the people that do exist on the red.
All right. Well, let's talk about something specific in the background as far as like seed oils, artificial sweeteners, soy, etc. Do you disagree with anything that I have up there written?
Seed oils, artificial sweeteners, soy are not bad, but raw milk is. Well, yeah,
Yes.
sure. I mean, raw milk, there's nothing bad about raw milk.
Oh,
Really?
yeah is the wrong answer.
Can you show
No,
your
there-
evidence that it's not a
So
problem?
here's the question.
Show the benefits. Show the benefits.
Sure. Is there anything about the actual milk that is bad? Or
Please
is it,
let me go. Please let me
or-
go.
Go ahead.
or one
Snush,
second,
go ahead.
is it pathogens that you find in an unclean dairy environment?
Oh, no. You find these pathogens in a healthy cow raised in good conditions because it's a part of a healthy cow's gut microbiome, specifically E. coli, O157H7, as well as Campylobacter, which can leave you paralyzed from the waist down, just like it did with Mary Tardif with Guillain-Barré syndrome, leaving her in around $1 million in medical debt, very similar to pretty much around 33%, I believe, of Campylobacter patients who end up with Guillain-Barré syndrome. So that's just one pathogen. Another one, E. coli O157H7, also a part of a cow's healthy gut microbiome, and I'll pull up the study for you right now. It's published in Nature Journal and characterized a healthy cattle's gut microbiome. And the reason why their gut microbiome is different from humans and contains human pathogens is because they're ruminants, meaning they rot their food inside of their stomachs. And that's how they derive nutrition. That's why they eat pretty much only grass. That's different from humans, which have a very low pH, and they don't have their food rotting in their stomach. So that's the main part there. E. coli O157H7 actually
hold
can
on,
cause
1 second.
hemolytic uremic syndrome,
ma'am, just
which
for a
can lead
second.
to kidney failure.
Yes. So
All right,
I
yeah,
recognize
just
that you seem to be an expert on the various pathogens. And
She's very knowledgeable. Yeah.
Very knowledgeable. So I live in the Hudson Valley. My local dairy, one of the local dairies that I have, is a place called Churchtown Dairy. It's owned by Abby Rockefeller, and they have the most beautiful cows that they like. Literally, we get together.
It doesn't
every once in a
matter.
while. We
It
sing to them.
genuinely does not
1 second.
matter.
The point is that I drink raw milk all the time, and
Yeah,
every
that's
human
survivor's
being,
bias.
1 second,
Yep.
and every
That is
human being-
survivor's bias.
So great. So just to be clear, because not everybody can eat peanuts, should we make peanuts illegal?
So
We
peanuts
actually
don't
allow
cause.
people to bring peanuts to school. So
Here,
actually,
let me
there
blow
are
up your screen,
regulations on
Snush.
peanut
Hold on.
items.
Let's blow up your screen
So
here.
peanuts
So
don't
seed oils,
naturally
except for
contain.
peanuts.
Wait.
What about those
So
oils?
peanuts don't naturally contain Clostridium. They don't naturally contain Campylobacter. Let me get specifically to the thing here. So right here, everywhere where you see this bright green is where Campylobacter is naturally found in healthy cow's gut microbiome. Right now, we're looking at I believe it's the Digesta
Again,
right now.
Congratulations that you have been able to break down.
No, this
the
is
makeup
data.
But she's
of-
provided
yes,
evidence
I
that
understand
you
that.
haven't provided any. You haven't
But
provided
no,
any
my
peanuts
evidence.
evidence, my evidence is that we didn't start pasteurizing milk until very recently,
And
until
and
before then,
Campylobacter.
1 second,
Not
and
evidence.
before then, every human being on the planet who drank and ate and used milk
got
products
tuberculosis
were
and had
getting-
it had infected bones. I actually have photos of it if you'd like.
And
Oh,
also had miscarriages thanks to
bone.
listeriosis, which just actually unalived a baby in New Mexico because the pregnant mother was drinking it while she was pregnant.
Okay,
So again, tell me the benefits of drinking raw milk. Show me the studies that show that drinking this is better than drinking this.
you ever
Because
looked at
she
the-
showed
have-
you plenty of evidence that it's full of bacteria.
And
Have
it
you ever looked at the
also
health
wait.
outcomes of the
Before we
almond?
go on, I just need to also mention, because I didn't get a chance to finish my sentence. E. coli O157H7 not only causes hemolytic uremic syndrome, which can lead to kidney failure and permanent kidney damage in children, and does lead to permanent kidney damage in children, and I can pull up several case reports of this. But on top of that,
There's
there's
nothing
brucella, which
beneficial in
is
milk?
something that is found in a lot of asymptomatic cows, as well as bovine leukemia virus, which has been found in it has been found in high amounts in breast cancer tissue, meaning it is implicated in breast cancer. So and just so you know, cooking milk will destroy the proteins associated with bovine leukemia virus. And on top of all of that, with all of that bacteria in there, raw milk being a warm, protein-rich liquid is a cesspool for antibiotic resistance genes, which currently threatens world health as we know it.
Got it. Well, I'm so glad that you have decided to save the world.
So are you going to provide any evidence?
So have you ever seen the health
You're
outcomes
being
of
so
the Amish?
condescending with
Have
her
you
when
ever
she's
seen-
trying to have a conversation with you that you still have not contributed any evidence to.
She hasn't contributed evidence. She's contributed
Hey.
research.
Okay, so here, the DOI
That's
for
what we're
this,
saying.
evidence is research, just so you
No.
know. But also,
No.
here's the
No, it's
DOI, doi.org/10.1038/SREP16116. The title of this study is Characterizing the Bacterial Microbiota Across Gastrointestinal Tracts of Dairy Cattle, Membership and Potential Function. And then as far as antibiotic resistance genes, also published in scientific reports in Nature Journal. The title is High Prevalence of Antibiotic Resistance in Pathogenic Foodborne Bacteria, Isolated it from Bovine Milk. This is from the United States. And the citation here is the doi.org/10.1038/S41598 -022-07845
I can't hear you. I can't hear you tell me 0.5 dash anymore.
Wait, so
I
you
can-
can't
I just-
wait.
Do
So you
are
can't
you
hear
one
data?
second, ma'am? Are you aware that
Is
there are
evidence
certain
data?
qualities of milk?
Is
Are you
evidence
aware
data?
that there-
Yes or no? Is evidence
I
data? Yes or
can't
no?
hear you describe the point
Is evidence data yes or no?
5739er thing. That's just the most ridiculous thing.
Is evidence
that
Hold
you're
data
on,
yes
doing.
or no?
Zach, you can continue. Just
No.
answer that question, then you can continue. No.
Is
Evidence-
evidence
Wow,
data?
no. Yeah, it is. Research evidence is
Data
evidence.
can be
Is-
evidence. Data
Okay,
can be
that's what she's saying.
and
Yeah, it
sometimes
can be
data
evidence. Sure.
is
Yeah.
misleading, as in fact is
Well,
a red
it's not
herring.
misleading. I
Sometimes
can
data
provide you with
is
the
a-
material and methods here if you'd like.
So just to be clear, if
Do
I
you want the
told
materials
that
and
the majority-
methods?
do you know every study that you're reading right now?
Yes, I do actually because
Clearly
I
she
do
does,
research.
and she's reading
You
them
know
to
what the
you.
funding? You know the funding structure for every single
Oh,
one of them.
Yes,
God,
actually,
no.
this study actually did not have. So the funding for this study was by the Vice Chancellery of Research and Technology at the University of Tabriz. This is not funded by Big Milk or anything like that. So there's that. Also,
Did you
if
say
you'd
the
like to
University of
know
Tabriz?
specific funding, I can show you exactly what it looks like here, so you actually know it. There is no competing financial interests of any of the authors, and authors can actually lose their jobs if they falsely report that. So there's that,
Okay,
and they
then.
also lose a lot of credibility. I know this because I'm in research, and I also can describe to you the materials and methods that you seem to be in disbelief about, which you haven't even read the study. So how do you even know that it's biased when you don't
Yeah.
even know how to interpret data?
What
'Cause
gives
again,
you the
it-
authority to say it's biased in the first place?
Yeah,
Are
how do you know that
on
to be
these
true?
peer review panels?
Guys,
Are
it's
you on
really,
these peer review
really
panels?
simple. It's really, really simple.
It clearly isn't because you
Human
are doing a
beings
weird
have been
runaround
drinking
and not providing
raw
evidence
milk
and
But-
making yourself an
okay, well,
authority.
hold on, let-
peer
for
review
thousands
Let,
of
let, let him
years.
speak. Okay. For thousands of years. Okay.
Humans,
Therefore,
human beings
okay.
have been drinking raw milk
Okay.
for 1,000 of years.
Great. Okay.
We have been. There's a ton of beneficial compounds
Okay.
in milk.
No,
So
there's
let-
not.
go
Well,
away
let's
during
talk about that.
pasteurization.
But okay, but hold on. You made a specific claim. So number one, just because humans have been doing something for a long time, that doesn't mean it's healthy or good or whatever. That has no basis on it. People have been smoking tobacco for a long time. Doesn't mean it's healthy, right? So that's not really a
And
good
yet,
argument.
1 second. And yet, you're not telling me that we shouldn't allow tobacco.
Right,
to be
right,
smoked.
right. So that's what. So I'm just trying to just refute that argument that we've been doing it for a while. Therefore, it's okay. That's not a good argument. You said there's beneficial compounds. What are those beneficial compounds specifically in raw milk?
I'm not sure
Okay, so then why did you say that?
Surprise.
because
So
I know
have
it to
a
be true.
I have a video here.
that-
So remember when I told you that in a healthy cow's gut microbiome you find tuberculosis? So here is just London, and I could show you a few different components here. But pasteurization was introduced around this time here. As you can see, it went from being all the way up here to shrinking to pretty much nothing. Let's see, what else is here? There's a few other ones up here too, I'm pretty sure. Let me find the data. Here we go. No, that's treatment. Here's another one. So let's see. I'll give you the exact date when pasteurization was introduced. Pasteurization.
Guys, keep tapping and sharing if you're joining live. Click the red follow button on the top left. Please give Scientific Snitch a follow. Show her some support. She should be well above 111 coins, guys. She's providing amazing information. So
there's your
please show her some support.
invention. Now let's see. Take a quick look here. Around 1860s. So around this time, if I just cut off here, you see how it wavers up and down due to the seasons, but relatively it's pretty high. After pasteurization, yeah, I don't think that I need to explain myself much more. But aside from that,
Except for this.
according to a systematic review and meta-analysis, there is no nutritional differences between raw and pasteurized milk. And
Cool.
just so you know, the digestive enzymes that digest milk are made in your stomach, and the ones that are in milk get degraded by your stomach acid. So you're actually not getting anything extra from raw milk. Also, you can't actually
Mitch, one
classify
second.
raw milk as a probiotic because it has pathogens inside of it. So it doesn't classify as a probiotic by traditional means nor
Mitch.
scientific means.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, man.
What was happening around the 1860s?
The Civil War?
There was civil
Right.
wars. This is tuberculosis deaths.
I
do you
know. I'm
mean?
asking. What can you describe the changes the world was going through in the 1860s?
We didn't invent antibiotics until the 1900s, so
Yeah, we were going through a certain type of revolution.
that doesn't matter. It was tuberculosis.
Yeah,
This
what
is
does that
based
have to
on
do-
raw milk infections, not civil wars and sickness from breathing in smoke. You don't
You're
get
right. And
tuberculosis
so-
from breathing in smoke.
So
Oh,
again,
is he a miasma guy? Oh,
no. When I
Yes, you
say
sound like it.
that the bad parts of milk, right? The reason that I can go to Abby Rockefeller's dairy farm and drink raw milk all day long, forever
Because
and
you
ever
have
and ever, and
survivor's
be fine,
bias.
No,
That's
no.
why.
is because
No, you have survivor's bias.
it is a clean environment. When you don't
doesn't
treat
matter.
milk properly,
So I gave you
it
data.
becomes-
No.
No.
I'm going to cut you off there because I already gave you data on this.
Why is it that you feel okay to cut me off every time?
Because I
talk?
already
Because
gave you
everything
data
you're
on
saying
this.
is misinformation.
How is it
Everything
misinformation
you're saying is
to tell
because you're
you?
on here with conspiracy theories, and she just told you that it's about the gut microbiome. Are you going in and giving these cows enemas to clean them out? I highly doubt it. So why don't you just talk about UFOs? I feel like I'd get a better laugh out of that than what this is.
But
I
Zach,
can show
you haven't. Hold on, Zach. You haven't provided any specific evidence, though. It's all just anecdotes. Well, Snitch
To
has
give you,
provided so much evidence.
To
I'll
be
send you.
very hyper specific here, looking at this graph, this is Clostridium, a human pathogen. It is found in abundance in the digesta, in the mucosa lining of a healthy cow's gut microbiome. Again, you can look this study up if you don't believe me, and I can dog walk you through the methodology.
The fact that you have
I'm waiting.
so
No.
much,
You
the fact that
have to.
so
You
much
have to address the
confidence-
data.
The fact that you have
Address
so
the
much
data.
confidence.
No,
in a
address
bunch
the
of-
data first.
Zach, you
Address
got to
the
address
data
the
first.
data. Zach, you have to
What do you
address
want
it.
me
You
to
can't
say?
ignore it.
That she's wrong with the data? What is
So
that?
what?
does
So
that
what about
do?
the data is wrong? Great. So
Hold
what
on,
about the data is
she's
incorrect?
saying? What she's saying? 1 second. What she's saying is that cow milk will make you deathly ill if you don't pasteurize
So
it. I'm
let's-
saying
There's a
let's-
chance
let me
of
walk
it.
you through-
There's a
live in an
chance.
area
Wait,
Zach,
where
hold
people
no,
have
on.
raw milk all the
Zach,
time,
Zach,
almost
you're
exclusively.
straw manning what she's saying. She is not saying that it is 100% going to happen every single time. The point is that
then all you're saying,
compared to pasteurized milk, there's
is this-
significantly higher chance.
Great,
That's it.
great. So then,
So why take the chance if there's no benefit?
well, why take the chance of eating peanuts and why take the chance
But-
of
Because
eating
peanuts
cheese?
don't
Oh my
have
God.
antibiotic
people have
Zach,
bad rela-
Zach,
people
but
have
Zach, you
bad
have an
reactions
alternative.
to all
Zach, hold
sorts of
on.
different
I'm gonna have to
foods.
mute you. Zach, with raw milk, there's an alternative that provides the same exact benefits, if you want to call them benefits, right, or lack thereof, whatever the case is. But it doesn't have those issues, right? So if you have two things, they're both the same in terms of potential benefits, but one provides a lot more issues in terms of getting all the foodborne pathogens that she's referring to. Why take that chance? Peanuts is not the same thing. It's not a fair comparison.
Exactly, Doug. Like what he is trying to argue, it sounds like, with no evidence or backing, is that I drink it, I'm fine.
Yes,
Everybody
that's all
should
it
be
is.
fine.
Yeah.
And that sounds ridiculous because guess what? I wear a seatbelt in my car. And somebody could easily say to me, I don't wear a seatbelt and nothing bad's ever happened to me. But I know that there's evidence and data that supports that wearing a seatbelt has more benefits when you are in an accident. Am I going to be in an accident tomorrow? Are you going to contract listeria tomorrow? Like, why take the chance? Why take the chance?
Because
Let
this is not
me-
just one
wait,
second.
let
Because
me-
this
let
is
me-
one node. Because this
Wait.
is one node in a system of anti-natural
Oh my goodness.
things that keep the monopoly of milk production or food production.
You know
or
what's natural?
There's a
Wait.
web of laws.
You know what's also
There's
natural?
a web of laws.
Cyanide.
What, you know what? It is outrageous how confidently you interrupt me every time I'm speaking.
Yes, because you're wrong. You're so
You're using-
confidently
Yeah.
wrong. And let me just dog walk you through the methodology that I've had on the screen for about 5 minutes now.
Sure,
So
have
first of
zero
all, there was
decorum.
ethics approval by there was first ethics approval, of course, by Ayakuk of Nanjing Agriculture University, and they raised these
Lee Iacocca.
cows in laboratory safe environments on everything that they could possibly need. And this is a sterile environment inside of the laboratory, meaning that they had quite literally no possible cause for dirtiness or any kind of pathogen to be in their body aside from what they already have as their gut microbiome. Now, there were 6 dairy cattle. However, from each of these 6 dairy cattle, they collected 120 samples. That is a 720 that is 720 samples that were analyzed to give you an idea of how much data they collected from these cows. Now, so after all of that, this is demonstrating that the healthy cow's gut microbiome, when raised on extremely clean, lab sterile conditions, still had pathogens.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna be quiet now?
You're the lab person and I'm the field person, and like I'm never gonna want to be a
No,
lab
you're
person.
the feelings person. You're not the field person.
No,
You're
I'm
the
just saying.
feelings
But I
person.
am. I literally.
Yeah,
I live in the
it's
Hudson
feeling-
Valley.
it's-
I
it's
drink
not,
raw milk from cows all the time, just like all the other people I know do. We're all very healthy,
it's
and we
what
live
was it?
better
What is
lives
it?
than you do.
It's
And so
feelings
again,
over facts.
You can trust the labs to deal with your food.
Yeah,
All
let's
just
try
like
feelings,
facts
Zach.
everybody
over
has.
feelings.
All
That's
And
what
feelings,
I
Zach.
trust.
you can simp for labs when it
Zach,
comes to
all
food.
feelings.
And I'm going to go back
all-
to the things that we've been doing for thousands.
Great. I could say I've been smoking tobacco my whole life, and I'm fine. Anecdotes
there's
suck,
actually
Zach.
quite a lot of evidence to suggest that tobacco is not as bad as everyone made it out to be.
Over
chemicals-
90%
the chemicals-
of dairy-related
chemicals
foodborne
in
illnesses
cigarettes-
are
the
due to
chemicals
raw
in
milk. What are you
cigarettes are not
talking
good.
about?
The
Bro,
chemicals in
that was-
cigarettes are not good, but
That was
nicotine
the
has a lot of
dumbest thing
benefits.
I've
That's wild.
ever heard. Because lung cancer rates, diagnoses have declined greatly because people have quit smoking. Oh my gosh. That was probably, I can understand maybe not understanding these studies or what this bacteria can do to you, even though Snitch has offered to walk you through all of these studies. I find that hilarious that of all the things we've been taught, all the studies, all the evidence, all the case studies, all the medicine that has shown us that smoking is bad for your health, and you're up here like, it's not really that bad, but I don't have any evidence to show.
I have a question. Do we have a healthier or less
And he just
healthy
avoids it with a
population?
question.
1 second. Do we have healthier or less healthy population than most modern countries, Western countries?
So we have a healthy population because we pasteurize our milk. And
No, we don't. We have a less
according
healthy
to the
population. In
data,
fact, we have a-
only
Let her
around
finish.
1 to
Let her
3,
finish.
only
Please let her
around
finish. Please let her finish.
only
Let her
only
finish.
around
You cut
1
me
to
off.
3% of the population consumes raw milk, but it causes over 90% of dairy-related foodborne illnesses. So even though a significantly lower percentage of the population consumes it, it causes exceedingly more amount illness in terms of like illness rate. And then on top of that, in terms of the prevalence of pathogens in raw milk compared to even lettuce, which is known for salmonella and E. coli, you still have over like a 4-fold increased risk of having these pathogens inside of raw milk when compared to lettuce. Literal lettuce.
Yeah, but do you know why pasteurization?
I didn't kick him. None of my mods kicked. I did not.
He just disappeared.
Damn.
Girl,
Yeah, no, he's
I
coming
don't
back
know
up.
how you kept your patience.
Before I bring Zach, I'll bring you back up, guys. If you're joining live, click the red follow button on the top left, please. Please follow Snitch. And again, she is only at 311 coins. She is providing amazing information. Please do show her some support. While it's not needed, I'm sure it would be appreciated. Also, I am streaming on the tube. Please sub to me over there. It's Dougielifts, DOUGIELAFTS. The link is in my bio. Follow Alex as well. Show her some support. And I think that's it. If you're opposition, hit the request button. If you disagree with what's in the background, come on up. All right.
We're a deeply unhealthy country. This idea that you think we're a healthy country is hilarious.
Yeah, so the reason why you think that we're a deeply unhealthy country is because we're living longer, so we're exposed to, for example, genetic mutations, which result in things, well, genetic mutations and also misfolded proteins, which result in Alzheimer's disease, dementia, and cancer. These things accumulate as we age. They're not a product of our environment. And I can back this up with multiple studies because I
With
actually do
multiple
research in
studies
cancer.
paid for by, I'm sure, nobody.
Not paid
in
for by anything.
particular.
So they're conducted in academia, so they're actually paid for by your tax dollars.
Guys, oh my God, you're so naive. It's insane. It's literally
I'm
insane.
so naive.
So you just believe
Can you imagine?
he just
can you
believes
imagine
feelings instead.
Can you imagine the corporate bigwigs laughing in their boardrooms that they've got a bunch of supposedly liberal people on here preaching about how
So
the
are you going
lab
to tell this
is
to
the
Mary
only safe
Cardiff,
place to
who's
make
been
food?
who's been paralyzed because of raw milk? What about to all of the kids who have lost their kidneys?
Do
due
you
to
know
raw
this
milk?
person who got paralyzed, or have you just read a story put forth by the mega
No,
PR
it's a case
engine
report.
that is our
No,
systemic,
it's a case report.
corrupt, like, oh my God, yes, you
Do
don't
you want
know
me to bring
any-
up the case reports? Like, do you just like not believe them? Like, do you just
Probably
see
to
these?
explain-
You know what I believe is that it is actually really easy to make any narrative work.
Okay,
if you
so
have enough money.
I hope that when you see any kind of child who gets sick from raw milk, you tell that to the parents. Because
Okay,
that
but
is extremely
which
screwed
is
up.
weird because I literally live in an area where everyone drinks raw milk and nobody gets sick.
And nobody
And-
ever lied on the internet.
Yeah, nobody ever
I
lied.
know that. Well, here's the question: how many people do you know that drink raw milk?
None.
Oh, quite a bit actually. So I know quite a bit of people who have drank raw milk, and I actually know a few people
sure
who
you do.
DM'd
Two
me
are dead,
talking about how they got sick.
right? Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened, and it wasn't that in some live. You
Well,
heard
I
about
also
some other
have
liberal person
extremely
who at one
right-leaning
point
family
had
members
some-
who have consumed raw milk, and one of them actually got extremely sick and started vomiting. One of them being one of my close relatives.
And guess what? Do you know why pasteurization exists? It exists so that the factory farms that
No,
we
it
do our
exists to
current-
remove
One second,
God,
ma'am.
conspiracy
illness.
theory
So
one after
it was
another.
developed by a
Stop
man named Louis
interrupting for
Pasteur.
2
No, I'm not
seconds.
going to stop interrupting because you're spreading misinformation. And it was developed by Louis
Exactly.
Pasteur,
I
not
understand.
large farms.
Oh my God. It is used to essentially like cover up all of the unsanitary conditions with
No,
which
it's not.
they,
So
they do our
not.
milk.
So
and
they
raise our
actually use
cows.
antibiotics to prevent infection inside of
You're
inside
right.
of
And so
commercial
one day when
cows.
we can't use
And
antibiotics
additionally-
because you've overused them on our cows so that you can have your free, easy milk, like that'll be great.
And when
I'm
you
sure all the
consume
people
raw
that can't
milk,
get
that's when you
surgery
have that
one day
bacteria.
will love
That's when
the
you
fact
have that
that you made sure
bacteria
every
performing
cow
horizontal
had
gene
800
transfer to
pounds
have
of
antibiotic
antibiotics on it.
resistance.
Yep.
So
People
your
like
raw
Zach
milk
are
is
literally
driving
reservoirs.
antibiotic resistance.
You're a
Literally
reservoir,
are
Zach. How
the
do you
people that are
feel
killing
harboring all
our
that
world.
bacteria?
It's insane that you are simping for the system so hardcore.
You know what's really insane is
think you're
you're
on the
simping
right side
for
of
the
history.
wellness industry, which makes more money than big pharma,
Yep.
like per year. So I'm still waiting on like the actual data that you have, because right now, from what I've noticed, a lot of people, a lot of people who
So-
defend these sorts of things claim that there's facts over feelings. Oh, no. Right now, all you're using is feelings, and everything that I've said is facts.
Everything
Yep.
that you've said is regurgitated bullshit.
It's not
That's
regurgitated
sad.
bullshit.
picked
I
up
walked
on a
you through. I dog walked you through the methods
Got
of
it.
that
So you're a
study.
food scientist. You're a food
It's
scientist.
funny that you call it bullshit when that's what she's literally talking about is the
He's
fecal
literally
matter
just
that
reading
ends up in
shit
this
other people
milk.
wrote.
That's what I.
Guys, she's using
Sorry,
no
I think it
actual.
was funny.
You're using no actual evidence or rationale.
So
You're
I only
literally
She's
provided
using
just
evidence.
tons. You're
using
using
bullshit.
feelings, Zach. Zach, you're using feelings.
No,
Oh my
you're
gosh,
the one,
somebody-
guys.
tap,
It's not
everybody, tap,
feelings.
because
It's
he's
not
full of
feelings.
nothing but Literal
doesn't
raw
drink
milk
raw
and
milk.
BS,
I
apparently.
do drink
You're
raw
full of
milk.
BS.
He's not
You're
a
full of
food
BS.
scientist. There's only one of us who can talk on this subject.
Zach is literally full of
She's not a food
bullshit.
scientist.
Wait,
So,
so
Zach-
She
I'm
can't
just
make an
wait,
expert
wait.
opinion.
I actually performed some of the types of laboratory experiments that were conducted in that study, specifically RT-qPCR, which I perform on a daily basis for my job. So I'm just gonna
Nick.
wonder, like, I'm just curious right now. How do you do RT-qPCR?
Thanks, Nick.
If you think the fact that you can do a
Wait,
lab
wait,
test
wait, wait. How do you do
enables you
RT-qPCR?
to
Wait,
just
answer,
Can you
answer,
answer?
answer, answer.
Zach, and I don't know is an acceptable answer. If you don't know, just don't ramble on. Just
Of
say you
course,
don't know.
I just said I don't know. Of course,
Okay, cool.
I'm not a
Oh, so
lab.
you don't actually understand anything about that study. And I actually dog walk you through the methodology, and I showed you that it wasn't funded by Big Pharma or Big Food. And you still don't believe it. That's crazy.
So, Zach, I have a question. How do you determine if something is true or not if you don't trust data? What's your method of going about things? Like, let's say there's a supplement that comes out.
Principle. So I'll tell you the basic rationale that I take to all problems. First, I say, who is making money from this opinion?
Okay.
Right? Okay. Then I ask, who makes money if this opinion is false? Then I say, what is the history surrounding this opinion? And then I say, what is the history surrounding this opinion? And in this instance, the people that make money from your opinion is Big Food and like
Big
massive
food, guys.
you know,
Guys, big food.
Big food and factory dairies who pasteurize their milk. And who loses, in my instance, are like small family farms who don't have access to pasteurization. And
Do you think it's possible somebody can make money off something and it can also be healthy? Like you're acting like those are mutually exclusive.
Sure.
Right.
Listen,
so that's not a good so that's not a good basis at
You're right.
going about if things are true or not.
It doesn't. It's not the
Wait,
final
Doug,
end all. It's not
I
like
got a really good data set
absolutism.
here for you. Wait.
So
what
do you got?
Wait,
What do you
so
got,
you're
Seth?
saying, so you guys are all, so you're saying that you are going for, by the way, that was my waffle maker. So you're going towards, you believe where the money is going towards in the sense that you want to believe the opposite of that, right?
Sounds like
no, not at all. It's just a
so you
data
don't
point.
trust big, so you trust Big Dairy then, right?
No.
Well, because Big Dairy is a
them-
multi-billion-dollar industry, but Big Wellness, which is what promotes raw milk, is a $2 trillion industry in the United States. So if you're following what is more corrupt with money and you're trying to go away from the corruption, you should be going towards Big Dairy, not towards wellness industry
wellness,
bullshit.
that's well, just to be clear, wellness, if you wanted to talk about it as a category thing, Big Dairy is Big Food.
Do you know how much
which is a
money Paul
multi-trillion
Saladino
dollar-
made off of his carnivore book?
So again, I don't believe that just because someone makes money off of something, it is wrong, right? That's
That
not
was
like
quite
that.
literally your reasoning for not trusting
No.
pasteurization.
And the fact that you think that that's what my reasoning was shows that you don't have very
Because
good
your
sort of
only reasoning for it was feelings
thinking,
and
basically.
this industry funds like XYZ when they really don't. It was developed by Louis Pasteur to pasteurize alcohol, not milk. That was the initial development.
if a statement helps to make a
He's just
big,
ignoring everything I
massive
say.
industry,
Like he's not even.
but you're not responding to
responding.
what I'm saying. You're not
You're,
responding to
no,
what
you
I'm saying.
haven't responded to a single thing I've said.
And your claims make no sense. What do you mean small farmers, small dairy farms can't pasteurize? You just heat the milk up to a certain temperature. Last I checked, most homes have some type of stove in them. Electric or gas, take your pick.
There are quite a lot of people who believe that it is a
He's
less
just ignoring the
desirable
fact
way
that
to
he
drink
admitted
milk.
that small dairy farms don't have access to heat.
Yep.
Wait,
No,
I'm just curious.
but
Have you ever
to
made
be
hot chocolate
clear-
with your milk?
Oh my God.
Wait, no, answer yes or no. Have you ever made hot chocolate or coffee or anything like that?
I've made hot chocolate. Of course I've made hot
You
chocolate.
pasteurized your freaking milk.
Do you think that I am against pasteurization?
Unless it was cold, then it was
You
just
have
cold
been
milk.
against pasteurization this entire conversation.
That's the point
I'm
of the
not at all
conversation.
against pasteurization. If someone wants to drink pasteurized milk, I have no problem with it. If someone wants to pasteurize milk, I have no problem with it. But you seem to have a problem if someone wants to make and sell raw milk, and if
Because it's
they
more
want
dangerous.
Because
to,
it's
more
hazardous
dangerous.
to people's health.
Got it.
What is
So
not
you guys, just to
computing?
be clear, you guys are the
You guys.
footloose people telling people that you don't want them to dance.
Well, hold on,
I'm
hold
just
on. I
saying,
want to state my opinion. Hold on. I
if
want
you
to
don't
state my
want to
opinion.
dance, you don't have to
Hold on, let me
dance,
state
but
my
don't get
opinion.
in the way of
Let
me
me
dancing.
state my sole opinion, and they
You
may have
guys are the
different ones. That's fine.
fastest.
Hold
I
on.
know that.
I think people should have the right to put whatever the fuck they want in their body. Okay, so I'm not saying this is my opinion. It may not
Well,
be
that's
snitches.
not
Or
what
so
snitch
hold on,
said.
hold on. Let me say my opinion. Okay, so if people want to sell it and people want to buy it, fine. However, though, I think proper information should be put out there. People should be educated. But at the end of the day, you can put whatever you want in your body. I just think it's harming you. But I'm not going to stop you. All right? They may have different opinions. I'm not saying it should be banned.
Now,
Personally.
I disagree mainly because raw milk is a threat to world health in the sense that it propagates antibiotic resistance to a higher degree than even even with you using antibiotics, using just one antibiotic in a misconstrued way, meaning you like stop the cycle right in the middle. That's just one antibiotic. Raw milk carries multiple antibiotic resistance genes, propagating antibiotic resistance faster than what you would if you misused antibiotics. So I actually don't think that it should be allowed because world health is already struggling with antibiotic development. We have we have an antibiotic shortage in the sense that we had almost a 10-year gap between one new antibiotic and another new antibiotic. And we were lucky to have found one, but that's not going to continue. We're not going to be able to evolve bacteria when they're evolving at such a fast rate. And when we are actively going against methodology that prevents antibiotic resistance, that's when we get to the point where we don't have any more antibiotics that can treat diseases like, for example, gonorrhea, which, by the way, is almost resistant to every antibiotic that we have.
Syphilis is also going that direction too. So
I mean,
anything to say?
it is just sad that you guys are so sure that you couldn't have been influenced. Like, I don't even know where you get these thoughts. Like, you guys seem like relatively liberal people. How is it that you even
we
come
were
to a place where you're
indoctrinated
like,
in college to understand that bacteria can be harmful to your health. Surprise.
And
That's
also
what we were taught.
we also learned how to interpret data instead of trusting our feelings over the facts. And just so you know, another thing that I just would like to bring up, by you saying that, oh yeah, you believe that everybody should have the right to choose. Let's say that there was a certain vaccine that would prevent not only yourself from getting cancer, but everybody around you from getting cancer. Would you not want that to be a part of legislation in the sense that we get rid of cancer as a whole?
here's my thing. If I believed that
This is a hypothetical. It's just a yes or no question.
Sure,
Would
I
you
would-
want
I would
that vaccine to
100%.
be legislated for or not?
you first off, I know actually as a thing, I'm sort of
Okay,
against.
so if there was a
I'm
for
sort of a
sure
bodily
safe
autonomy
vaccine
person. How do
that
you
could
feel about
quite
bodily
literally
autonomy?
cure cancer,
I have a
you wouldn't
question.
want to
How do you
legislate
feel?
for it.
How do you feel about bodily autonomy?
So I feel about bodily autonomy so long as it's not affecting other people's bodily autonomy. And
Right.
Got
being
it.
infected with an antibiotic resistance bacteria is affecting another person's bodily autonomy to be alive.
So what about
Because you spread it.
What about mandating masks all the time everywhere?
That's not the same thing.
Why not? Wouldn't that make everyone healthier?
That's not the same thing because it's not an 100%.
Isn't that how
Let
Public health.
her give her argument. Don't cut her off. Let her give it.
So that is not an 100% methodology that we know of. Like there's people who, let's say they have COPD or something like that, where they find it extremely difficult to breathe. And I'm being very lenient here because I honestly don't like that using that excuse, especially for the majority of individuals who really can breathe. That being said, wearing a mask and self-isolation, that's very different from for example, taking a known to be safe vaccine that not only has a 99% transmission in terms of being able to prevent transmission, or for example, pasteurized milk, which is it can prevent upwards 90% of dairy-related foodborne illnesses, as we've seen by the data demonstrating that even though 1 to 3% of individuals who consume raw milk, they end up being a part of the cohort of individuals where 90% of dairy-related foodborne illnesses is due to raw milk. So we can prevent a significant number of illnesses just by switching to an alternative method that does nothing to the nutritional value of the milk. So there's no harm into switching to pasteurized milk. There's no harm into ensuring that our children are vaccinated with things that can prevent them from going into an iron lung. Like, there's no harm to that. And not everybody has the education to know, like, to make these decisions intelligibly.
Yep. All right, hold on. Let me introduce this other guest. I want another opposition. That way it's a little more even, so to speak. Blackheart, are you in opposition?
Like I was raised on three different types of milk.
Okay, hold on. Are you opposition? Hold on, dude. I just want to make sure. Are you opposition? Do you disagree with what's in the background? Do you think raw milk is healthy or better for you than pasteurized milk? Yes or no?
I don't think it's as same as the others, because I was raised on all three, and it actually.
All right, let me see if there's another You don't really seem smart enough to be in opposition, guys. I'm looking for opposition that can substantiate the argument, please.
Yeah.
So, what do you mean it's not the same?
Like I said, I was raised on three different types of milk.
I don't know.
From the cow and from a goat.
Okay, so what are you trying to say?
It doesn't really matter where the milk comes from. It is basically, if the animal eats healthy foods and everything, it makes the healthy milk. And buying it at the store, there are things that are taken out of the milk, and then things that are added to it.
Okay, I can't with him. He's dumbing down the conversation. Sorry.
I was about to ask him, when did you come into this conversation? Because Ella literally just went over all of it.
I like my IQ was dropping mid sentence. Like I couldn't.
I was losing neurons.
It sounds kind of mean, but. Hey Zach, why are you using a profile picture that's like 20 years old?
Wait, that's not his profile picture?
I mean, it's him. It's just a much younger version of him.
Yeah, it was actually. So I was a fairly well-known photographer in my 20s, and that was the first photo I ever took of myself. So it was a photo that I put up. I mean, of course you wouldn't. I mean, most people have not. But
so you were fairly well known, but most people never heard of you. Got it.
I mean, how many photographers can you name?
None. I don't brag about knowing photographers.
Well, you don't know photographers, so that's why you certainly wouldn't know me. But you don't know any.
I actually know
yourself by saying you were fairly well known, and then saying most people don't know me. So how can you be fairly well known and most people don't know you? That's contradictory. But that seems to be your middle name, Zach. Contradictory.
In New York City in the late aughts, I was
you're in New York City? That's hilarious.
I actually know a photographer in New York City. Never heard of you. And he was actually pretty good in the field until he passed away from colon cancer.
Oh,
that's crazy, dude.
Which is also on the rise in people under 55, colorectal cancer.
Andy, thank you for the gift. Thank you so much, Andy. I appreciate you.
Who is the photographer?
I'm not saying his name because he passed away from colon cancer. He had stage 4 or 5 colon cancer. It was very bad.
Okay.
And his wife is still recovering, so I'm not going to say his name.
Got it.
Guys, we're looking for opposition. If you disagree with the background, hit the request button.
You know, I shot for Vogue. I shot for all the peoples. So I'm glad you know a photographer. That's cool. My sister was just number 25 in New York Magazine's 39 Reasons to Live New York as a photographer.
Okay. That's funny because most of my family members are in New York, and I have multiple people who are either like actors and artistry. My mom's a fashion designer. Like I know people in New York who are in art, and I've never heard of you.
You've never heard of Zach?
Not as Zach the photographer.
Well, my name back then was Zach Sebastian, and I, again, I wasn't that big of a deal, but like if you were cool in New York from 2009 to 2015, 16.
That's when my mom's business was the most successful. So actually, I still don't know you.
Well, I had a weekly party at the top of the Standard Hotel. Every celebrity could ever imagine came for. I shot all the backstage fashion stuff.
Oh, even the ones that were in the files?
I'm sure I've listen, in New York, if you're at a certain level, you interact with a lot of people. They're not all, I'm sure, great people.
That explains a lot.
Oh man. Well, all right.
But
I don't know what else to say here.
the
Hey, we
truth
have
is, now I
somebody
live
requesting.
now I live in the Hudson Valley in New York, and I
hold on,
care
Zach.
about healthy living.
Hold on, Zach. Guest, how you doing? Povsy? I don't know what to call you, but how are you?
Hey, it's all right. That works.
Okay. I just need to know your age for TikTok terms of service, and then we can move forward.
Yeah, I'm 28.
Cool. Okay, and you disagree with the context of the background?
I agree, but I also want to say your guests are not your guests, but your other people are kind of rude. The guy's he's not bragging. He's just talking about himself, not in a bragging way.
Okay. Do you want to offer an argument for because he's defending raw milk? Do you want to defend raw milk, or do you want to say why seed oils or artificial sweeteners or soy are bad?
And he has been ignorant this entire time, just so you know. Like, I'm not being, like, rude for no reason.
I mean, I don't know.
He's been condescending and rude to me this entire time.
I have not. I mean, I've only been listening for about 7 minutes. I haven't heard anything rude or condescending from him.
Yeah, because we've been talking about New York and photographers. You didn't come into this conversation when we've asked him on multiple occasions, nicely I might add. We weren't being mean when we asked for evidence, when we asked for data. And instead of simply saying, you know what, I was wrong, or I didn't know that, he pivoted, he decided to bring up something else. So I don't know why you're up here defending him in the first place when we haven't been mean.
Person. Unlike you guys, it's okay to just be a nice person every once in a while.
You questioned my ability to understand science, and it's my job.
Well, I know. I questioned you, and you have to be able to say...
And you claimed that my study was funded by Big Dairy like 6 times, despite the fact I literally showed you the funding.
It's the study you pulled up off the internet
and I still showed you the funding source for it. I also showed you the conflict of interest, and that wasn't there. I even dog walked you through the methodology, demonstrating that it was high quality and unbiased.
Who owns a chair seat, or who has a trusteeship.
Oh my God, that's what you report in the conflicts of interest, and that wasn't. There was nothing to report. There was no funding conflicts.
Okay, that's how the world works.
But see, you're being rude and condescending right there. She made her point. She made a point. You haven't made a single point, because you do this every time she brings something up. You say, okay, blah, 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 something else comes up. So you can't just admit to her. You have to dwell in your conspiracy that it's some kind of underground funding to lie to us about. The fact is, there's a bunch of bacteria in raw milk that has or could cause illness in people, children, and it has.
It just seems like you don't want to admit that. It seems like you would rather hang out to these conspiracy theories. Because what's the point of studies then, if all of them apparently are just made up for the interest of certain people? Like, what's the point of
at a certain point? Well, first off, that is essentially the issue, right? Is because, like, if you have an institution,
you don't even know how science works.
Wow, it's like
I know, but the opposite is your feeling. So then now we just determine everything by how you feel, which is incredibly subjective.
You guys literally just give me one word and then respond with long sentences.
Because you're not debating in good faith. Like, you're not even we're not even on the same page of debating. It's like when somebody uses the Bible for an argument and then the other person is not religious, so they don't like. What I'm trying to say is, like, you don't even believe in reason. Like, it's not a thing to believe in, but you don't even accept.
No, it's
data.
that I expect.
You don't accept it. So, like, we can't even debate in good faith.
One second. I think that in today's world, and for quite a long time, maybe 50 years safely, everything that is produced at every level in some way gets tied back to profit.
Can you provide me some kind of evidence for that? Because that makes no sense when industry and academia have not only been butting heads for the past 10 years, but the fact that they're completely different scientific industries.
It also sounds like you're anti-capitalist.
I was a teacher. I taught innovation.
Wait. So you were in academia. You weren't in industry science. So what the hell do you know about industry science?
That's not what I claimed to have done.
No, you're claiming that you were a professor, that you taught. That had nothing to do with academia science. That has nothing to do with industry science. You can't tell me why it's corrupt. You actually don't even know how science is conducted.
Okay. So your assertion is that if we were to measure the entirety of research being
No,
done
I'm
today
asking
in
you how
America,
science is
one
conducted.
second. If we were to measure the entirety of research being done today in America, would you say that it is more or less
You're
corporate
strawmanning what I
funding?
just said. I said
No,
that
I'm
there's
asking.
two different
Would you
industries.
say that the majority of research being done today in America is corporate funded?
No, it's not. It's mostly academic.
Academic paid for by?
No, it's academia paid for by NIH.
Okay.
That's not corporate funding. That's
You're
government
incorrect
funding.
about that. You are incorrect about that.
No, I'm not.
So
No,
prove
I'm
that.
not.
Prove that
I'm
statement.
in academia now.
So I'm gonna.
You got to
You
prove
just
that
can't
statement.
prove it either, can you, Zach? You make golly, making a claim and then not providing any evidence. And also, again, with the I thinks, this is literally something I drill into my students when we start with scientific literacy. Do not start your sentence with I think unless I'm asking you for an opinion. Which
The majority,
again,
the majority of publications come out of academia, which is not industry funded. Unless it
U.S.
explicitly says
corporations
so.
funded 76 to 78% of all R&D in America.
That's industry science.
Sounds like
Oh
most.
my God. R&D is industry science. It stands for research and development, and that's an industry. That's in a completely different sector of science than academic science. Academic science is funded by the NIH and grants, which are through the government. They are not funded by industry, and they are explicitly not for industry. In fact, if there is any industry ties, it's reported in the conflicts of interest, and it's also reported in the funding at the very bottom of the gosh darn study. And I know this because I work in academia.
When they do biomedical studies
Oh my
paid for by the
God.
NIH, are those done at
Speaking to a wall.
academia? 1 second. Are those done in academia?
Okay, research studies can be conducted in either academia or industry.
Yes.
There's two sectors of science.
The answer
No,
is
there's
yes.
two
And
sectors of
corporate
science.
backed? Are they corporate backed oftentimes?
No.
Yes.
No, they're not.
Oh my gosh. You are. Is
Because
it just
I'm
that
an
you
actual
can't accept
person in
even
this.
a toenail off of your delusion?
Do you not
before it
understand
all
that there's two
crumbles?
sectors of science? There are two sectors of science.
Tell me about these two separate sectors of science.
Yes, there's academic science and industry science.
Okay. I understand that there is science being done in like food testing labs, so to make the best chicken
Please
nuggets.
tell me there's somebody else.
I tried bringing up somebody else, but it didn't work. Guys, again, if you're opposition, you disagree, come on up and please just use research or something to back up your opinion. I don't know.
Use research. How about use common sense, guys?
Because common
That's
sense
your
is subjective.
feelings. That's not
feelings.
data.
You're
Not
talking about
feelings. That's legitimately
feelings.
me
That is literally
asking you whether
they are
you truly
subjective
think
feelings. Subjective feelings.
that we have
is
gotten
common
healthier since everything got made in the lab.
This is so funny. Yes, we actually have. We've
We
reduced
are healthier.
the cancer mortality rate by approximately, what was it? We've increased the cancer survival rate up to 70% from
it
like
was a
50%.
very good amount. Yeah, it's absolutely
Yeah,
ridiculous
we've
to say
actually
we're less
increased things
healthy
a
than
lot.
we used to be.
yeah, cervical cancer is a huge decline, all thanks to a vaccination.
Yeah, I actually have a study on that. So there is one study where individuals who were vaccinated with the HPV vaccine before a certain age had 0 incidence of cervical cancer.
0 you said.
Congratulations, modern.
Here, I got you. 1 sec. Let me pull it up.
Nice.
And was cervical cancer just rampant before then?
Yeah, it actually was. It was causing 99.9% of cervical cancer cases.
And that same
Cervical
virus
cancer?
that caused cervical cancer?
Cervical cancer was causing 99%
No,
of
sorry,
all cervical
HPV.
cancer.
HPV was causing 99%. Oh my God. Dear Lord, I can't speak today.
And also, it wasn't just cervical cancer that we're seeing a decline in, because HPV can also infect males as well.
Yep.
So
Here you go.
was HPV new?
No, HPV is human papillomavirus. It's been around for a while.
Got it.
Here's the study. So down here,
were people
no
just dying
invasive
left and right from cervical cancer?
women.
Women? Were women
Yeah,
dying left and
women.
right from cervical cancer?
Do you not know what the cervix is?
I'm aware of what the cervix is.
I
Was
really
it
doubt
a?
someone gets some close
I
enough.
I
God.
think you guys missed the point, which is that my general belief is that we have done a lot of
I believe.
creating problems that we then halfway solve.
Wait a
and
second.
continue
By
Are
the
to
you
solve.
way,
saying that the
Doug.
HPV
What's that?
HPV was
Oh, you
what
mean
made
yeah?
in
I
a
got you. Yeah, sorry, I'm
lab?
getting
Is
distracted
that what
here.
we're saying, Zach?
No, I
All right,
don't
let's
know
expand
anything
this.
about HPV.
Sorry, guys, I'm getting
You
distracted
don't know
by a
anything
video
about
game.
HPV, so why don't you stop speaking on it?
I'm asking, did it exist? Was there a major health
Let's see what she
concern
has on
from
screen. Let's read
cervical
through what she
cancer?
has on screen. All right, what do you got, Snitch?
So, and I quote from the first line in the results section. No cases of invasive cancer were recorded in women immunized at 12 or 13 years of age, irrespective of the number of doses. And this is the HPV vaccine and cervical cancer.
Yeah, all I want to hear is historical data about how many people died of cervical cancer.
Here, let me look that up.
That's what I want to know.
And you could
And
have
by the way,
easily
I'm not
yourself
against
while she was looking that
I'm
up.
not against modern medicine. I'm just highly skeptical of anything a pharma company says. First thing I do if a
It
pharma
sounds like
company
you're
or
against
any large,
capitalism, Zach.
This was an
food,
academic
ag,
study, by the way.
But
This wasn't
Zach,
funded by big
Zach,
pharma.
it
it
seems
doesn't
like
matter.
you're against
It
capitalism.
supports
It does
something
matter.
that they're
Zach,
doing. It does.
Zach,
Listen,
are you
it is
Zach?
possible that
Zach,
something
oh
could
my
come out
God,
of research that would be completely,
Yeah, so
Zach,
separate
hold on,
from
Zach,
since
the
the
Zach,
corporations that
since
it.
the
hold on.
HPV vaccine has come out, the cervical cancer prevalence and mortality has dropped by over 50%.
All right, you just got kicked by Tammy.
Okay, well, so it's weird that
Thank you so much, Tammy.
Oh, thank
So every
Tammy.
time we have this discussion, it always seems to go back to them being against capitalism,
Thank
right?
God.
Right? Because if you're
Thank
against,
Tammy, not
and
God. Tammy.
thank you so much, Tammy. Everybody, thank Tammy.
Thank
But
Tammy.
can you got? Oh wait. Oh, you guys can't hear me. That's why. Sorry, I was on mute.
I was about
Fuck.
to say, wait, is it just me? I couldn't hear
God
you.
damn it! I was I was wondering why isn't anybody listening to me? Uh, anyways, what it seems like every single time it gets back to them being against capitalism, right? Because if you constantly complain about, money doing this or that, and I would agree, right? Like I would agree, there's issues with capitalism, but like that's what it always seems to go back to, right? Which I find to be funny. But thank you so much,
And
Tammy.
I do find it really hard to believe that. Again, I understand the capitalistic aspect. Yes, I totally understand. I get that. I mean, we've seen that with Andrew Wakefield. He had a financial bias to do what he did, and we're still paying for it. Years later. But I find it really hard to believe that people like him are really doing the pros and the cons and this weighing and this digging into people's, where that money came from. I'm sorry. I don't find that easy to believe.
That's funny, Vintage, that you say that, or who said that? Josiah, sorry, that he was defending capitalism. But if capitalism didn't exist, these problems that he speak of would not exist either. But it's funny when you ask these people, "Hey, are you against capitalism?" They'll say, "No, God, no," but they're complaining about it. It's odd, very odd.
I'm going to be honest. That took all the energy out of me. I'm going to go to bed now.
You're all
Have
good.
a
I
good
totally
night.
get it. Yeah. See you, Snitch. Make sure you guys give her a follow, okay? Take care. Yes, and follow me on Tube or subscribe, whatever the hell it's called. It's Dougielifts, and I am thinking about changing it because Dougielifts is not a political name, and we need something that fits to be political. So I will maybe change it, guys, at some point, but we shall see, I suppose. Anyways, I can take another guess or two. If you disagree with the background, if you think Cetos, artificial sweeteners, and soy are awful, come on up, defend your position. Oh boy, this does get exhausting, though. It does. Like mentally, it gets exhausting.
Yeah, it does. Especially, I think we've encountered that guy before. He sounded really familiar.
Yeah. No, I spoke to him before.
And then people in the comments were kind of making, I'm like, oh, I remember now. It's just, I understand like wanting to have an actual conversation with science, with evidence, but when you're just coming up with all kinds of conspiracies, and we're trying to talk to you, and you're just like, nuh-uh. It's like,
I agree. As I was saying, it's similar when somebody uses the Bible for every one of their arguments, but like if I'm a atheist, you using the Bible, like, we're on completely separate pages here. None of that even is applicable to me. So if you deny just basic research in general, then we can't really have this conversation. I'm fine, as you said, having a conversation with somebody who disagrees, as long as it's based upon the data. If they want to show data that raw milk has this thing or that thing, or cool, all right, let's have that conversation. But if you're just basing it off feelings, we're not going to get anywhere.
Right. Like, it's just, it goes round and round and round.
Yeah. Mike, I don't know who you're talking to, but you're welcome to come on up. Live doesn't revolve around you, so just because you demand something doesn't mean you're going to get it. But if you come on up, the live will revolve around you.
I'm actually going to hop off. I have a science fair to judge tomorrow.
Mikey? Yeah. All right. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds really good.
It's actually a lot of fun. The kids are through middle school through high school, and like some of these kids come up with like amazing science fair projects. Like, it makes me happy for the future of science.
That's cool. That is super cool. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, great having you. Make sure you guys give Alex a follow as well. Okay. All right. Take care. Have a
good night, everybody.
All right. Bye. Yeah. Sorry about that, Mikey. Sometimes there's friendly fire. It happens. But yeah, I'll take another guest or two. Again, make sure you guys subscribe to me on the tube. It is Dougielifts, DOUGIELIFTS. On average, I've been getting more overall views there. I know it's really slow right now, but the tube is going to take a while to get going. And I knew that going in, so I'm not really too worried, but I do encourage all of you guys to please sub to me over there. I'd like to get to over 500 subs, which I think we're about like 100 away, something like that. But that is sort of the goal. I think at that point we can do, I forget what it's called, where like you send a donation and you read the note. I don't remember what that's called. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me right now. Whatever the hell that's called on YouTube. Yeah, I super chat. Thank you. That's what it is. Yeah, I think at 500 subs you can do a super chat. No, I don't actually. Aviator. I think a lot of people would disagree with you, some friendlies, but I agree. I think Zach is not a dumb guy. I think he has really fallen into a lot of misinformation. But I don't think he's dumb by any means. There are many oppositions that I speak to that 100% are just dumb. I don't think Zach is. Which almost makes it tougher, right? Because he is more confident in his views. Because, yeah, I think he's, intelligent-ish enough. But the thing is, if you can refute anything just by saying, oh, it's paid off research, then you're never going to come to an objective stance on anything at all. Because every time something conflicts with the views that you have, you can just say it was paid off. It's very convenient, actually. You put yourself in a position where you can really never be wrong, because everything changes with your feelings. Anyways, guys, make sure you follow me over here. Click the red follow button on the top left, I believe it is, if you're watching on the phone, iPad, whatever. And I should be live tomorrow. So at this point, guys, I seem like I'm mostly back in my routine. I know, like, good for like almost like a week. I was kind of not really live as much, but I should be back in my routine of going live twice a day most days. Okay, just to give you guys a heads up. Typically, there's like a morning live and then a night live like this, so you can always watch either one. What else? I know I said I was going to have a schedule. I need to hold off on that. I think I jumped the gun too quickly on it, of making a schedule, because it's just too hard to commit to that with my ever-changing schedule with my clients. So, but I can't promise I will let you guys know ahead of time in Discord and also the bulletin board. Okay. But anyways, guys, I am probably going to wrap this up because I don't really see anyone else coming on up. I mean, again, I'll give it another second to see if anyone wants to come up. That's opposition. If not, let's find somebody to raid. Let me check real quickly. If there's anyone. Let's raid Brand. Well, hold on. I think he's probably not doing a political live. Let's raid Johnny. Oh, wait. We have a guest. Tiki Torch. I know who you are. I follow you, actually. Hello, Tiki Torch.
Yeah, I'm 23, and I just want to say for everyone, I've been drinking a gallon of raw milk a day, every day for 3 months, and I gained 15 inches. So don't believe everything you see online. Raw milk is good for you.
Tiki
I'm sorry,
Torch,
I'm just messing with you
I know
guys.
you are. I've watched your
Yeah.
you do lives on like gosh, what is it, like Taxing the Rich, right? I believe.
Yeah, something like that, or like finance, yeah.
Yeah.
On
I've
the
watched those.
economic side.
No, I've watched those lives before. In fact, I remember I was going to. This was like I don't know, a month and a half ago or something like that. I was going to the airport early in the morning, and you were live, and I was listening to you while on the plane. So,
Oh,
but
nice.
yeah,
Yeah, I saw you too. I didn't know if you were listening in, but appreciate it.
yeah,
And I
man,
like what
yeah,
you're
yeah.
doing too.
Thank you. I
Okay, sorry,
appreciate
sorry
that.
for
No,
trolling
no,
a
no, you're
little
good,
bit,
man.
but I like to
You're
have
all
fun
good.
doing
I
that.
appreciate the humor. All right, let me bring you down though. All right, but take care.
All right, then. Take care. I'll let myself down.
I got you. I got you. 15 inches where? The good spot, right? No, I think 15 inches would be too much, right? I don't think any person would want to take 15 inches. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there are some size kings and queens out there, but 15 inches may be pushing it. No pun intended. It would be interesting. There you go. That is an answer. Yeah, it's a bit much. I think most people, it seems like the limit, anything above like 8-ish is probably a bit too much. It seems. Yeah, over a foot. Imagine that. Yeah, I think 8 inches plus is probably like the max. You know. But I understand that. Got to get that girth up. It's all about the girth, right? Michelle. Sorry, I said some spicy stuff right there. We were, yeah, we were talking about different stuff, I guess. What matters is if you know what to do. That is very important as well. That is very true. Knowing what to do with it, absolutely, because you can have the biggest, thickest one ever, but if you're just ramming it in, I don't know if that's going to work out, you know? You have a video about girth? Oh, yeah? What kind of video is that? From an anatomy POV. All right. Sounds like something I'd be interested in, possibly. But I'm still willing to take opposition now, despite what we have sort of evolved into this topic. Is it on your profile, Alex? Tiki torch. That is very, very true. That is something that they would absolutely argue. But there's like a what's the word? I can't think of the word. There's like a give and take with it. That's not the word I was thinking of in the phrase, but there's a give and take with it, right? Like, 'cause if you're like 9 inches, but you're like pencil thin, that's not going to do it, right? However, on the opposite end, if you're like 3 inches and you're like, I don't know, like thick as fuck, then that also is sort of yeah. Well, a ratio wasn't what I was thinking, but whatever. Yeah, you do want a good ratio, probably, right? You want a good length to girth, yeah, ratio, if you will. Like throwing a hot dog down the hallway for sure. Act their girth. That would really piss them off. Like a Roma tomato. Yeah, the average inch is relatively small. Let's pull it up. In America, it's like, here, let's see. Average, you know what length in America? Let's check it out. I'm pretty sure it's like 5-ish inches. Like it's not nearly as big as most guys think. 5 point. Wait. Here. Let me see. I think it's like 5.2. 5.2. Yeah, 5.1, which is that's the average. 5.1. Yeah. This is all Tiki Torch. This is all on you. This is all because of you. Got to get that 0.1 in there. Yeah, 5.1 is. I guess it's not small. It's average, right? I mean, it seems small, but I guess not. Hopefully, my dad's not watching. Sorry, Dad, if you are. I know you watch me sometimes. Oh boy, what am I looking at here? Good thing my screen isn't showing. Yeah, so average is 5.1, and this is based off a systematic review, guys, right? So this isn't some pseudoscience. This is off a systematic review. The average girth is 4.5. So, yeah. All right. 5.1 versus 4.5. The sizes are smaller. The difference are very good. 0.1. I wonder what the standard deviation is, right? Like, how many people fall within this, like, one standard deviation above the mean and below the mean, right? Because that's like, what, 68%, right? If anybody remembers statistics? I think it's what, 68, 95, 99.7? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. One standard, two standard, three standard deviations. I think that's what it is, right? 68, 95, 99.7. Someone's going to correct me. Or say I'm correct. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, all that aside, I am wondering how many people fall within one standard deviation of the mean. Let's see what the standard deviation is. Let's find it. All right. Let's see. I don't know, guys. I don't know if I can find what the standard deviation is. Oh, this is another interesting study. So what I'm looking at over here, and I'm not going to show it on screen, of course, but this is size preferences among sexual partners, like what they prefer. So there was a small study of 50 undergraduate women surveyed by two popular male athletes on campus about their perceptions of sexual satisfaction. They found the width of it feels better than the length, which I think all of you guys would attest to, right? That the width, that's a weird way of saying that, girth. The width is more important than length. So, feels better than length when subjects are asked to choose between the two. Yeah, when subjects. So it was also concluded that this may show that the size overall affects satisfaction, sexual satisfaction, since women choose between the two options they were given. A 2002 study at Groningen University Hospital asked 375 sexually active women who have recently given birth. I don't know if that was mentioned, but okay. The importance of the size. The results show that 21% of women felt length was important and 32% felt girth was. All right, let's get to better stuff. Okay, so 2015 U.S. study of a... Am I still live? I want to make sure I wasn't kicked off. Okay, we're good. All right. 2015 U.S. study stated preferences of 75 women using a 3D printed model. Very, very useful using that 3D printed model. Of preferences showed they preferred length with 6.3 and preferred circumference is 4.8 for long-term partners. So this is where it gets interesting, guys. You're all listening? Good. Oh, we got Tic Tac in here now. Yeah, 3D printing. Look at that. It's very useful. So anyways, for long-term partners, they found it was a small study though, guys, but so take it with a grain of salt, if you will. Again, 6.3 inches versus the circumference being 4.8. If anyone can't grasp, again, no pun intended, of what 4.8 circumference is, because most people can grasp length, circumference is a bit harder. I'm trying to look around to, I don't know, whatever. You guys can measure it on your own time, but, maybe this. Okay, maybe my prescription bottle here might be like, this is over 5 inches thick, like a medicine bottle. So it'll be a little thinner than that. Anyways, let's continue reading. I'm getting very distracted. So for long-term partners, with slightly larger preferred sizes of 6.4 and the circumference between 5 for a one-time sexual encounter. So it sounds like for quote-unquote one-night stands or like things like that, women actually prefer a bigger one, 6.4 length versus 5 circumference. And again, in longer-term sexual partners, they actually prefer a smaller one. I wonder what the reasoning. Women in the chat, give me your proposed reasoning of why that would be. Why in a one-night stand they would prefer a bigger one, and in a long-term they would prefer one that's a little bit smaller. Not small, but just smaller. So it says, according to a study, however, when estimating the length of their partners, most women say a size is significantly smaller than what their partner was recorded to be. That I do believe. Sorry, women, I do believe that. This suggests that the perception of size is not entirely accurate. The visual impression of the size is not necessarily in correlation with the feeling of the vulvan, vagina. A very long peen can cause dyspareunia. I don't know what that means. If the man doesn't understand how to use it carefully. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm just now looking at your comments, so I have not been seeing your comments. Google Girth Brooks. Okay. Let's see what comes up. Let me bring this guest up here first.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
It's February 5 and Donald Trump is still your president.
Okay. Do you have anything that you want to say about the background?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you disagree with on the background?
I think that I think those are I see 5 very healthy men, having fun. There's nothing wrong with that.
No. So what's written on? Do you believe Cheetos are harmful, or artificial sweeteners, or soy? And guys, we'll get back to that other conversation. I promise.
Yeah, I think artificial sweeteners are not harmful because they don't do anything to you.
Okay. What about Cheetos? Do you think Cheetos are harmful?
I don't think so.
Okay. What about soy? Do you think soy is harmful?
Yes.
Okay. How so?
Because it's bad. It makes you fat.
How so? By what mechanism?
If you consume too much soy, it makes you. I think that's what my doctor told me. It makes you fat.
How so? By what mechanism?
But I wanted to talk about raw milk. Why is raw milk bad?
Well, hold on.
You?
We can get to that. By what mechanism would a soy be bad, make you fat?
I think eating it, consuming it too much. I think.
Well, consuming anything that has calories too much could potentially cause you to get fat. That's what calories do.
Though?
No, there's no evidence that the claim with soy is that it increases estrogen in men, which there is no evidence of that.
Estrogen.
Yeah, there is no
Wait,
evidence of that.
estrogen means that it increases. Oh, okay. Because I think honestly, and this is my mythology. I think that if you consume too much soy, it makes people more vulnerable to crime. It makes them more angry.
Yeah, what's your evidence for
that? Myself, I would say.
Okay, well, that's not evidence. Do you have any scientific evidence?
I want to do research on this, but
okay. So you don't have evidence on that. We can go to raw milk. You don't have evidence on what you said. Whatever. What do you have about raw milk?
Raw milk, bro. I think that Raw milk, honestly, the doctors recommended it to everyone because it's not, it doesn't have any artificials in it, right? It's raw. Anything is good raw. Everything's good raw.
So there is a significantly higher rate of getting E. coli, Salmonella, Listeria, and other foodborne pathogens when one consumes raw milk. Why would that be better?
Because it has more protein. It's not
It does not. Per fluid ounce, it has
it
the same
actually
amount.
does. I've tried it before.
Show the evidence that it has more protein.
That's what my girl told me too.
So I'm going to show you that you're wrong. Give me 1 second here.
All right.
Protein in raw milk per serving. Great. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and show you, and everybody knows what pasteurized milk has, hopefully. So let me pull this up. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Oh, God damn it. I fuck this up every fucking time. But it's 8 grams per. That's what I'm about to show you. It's 8 grams per, which is the same as pasteurized milk. Here we go. All right, so check it out. 8 grams of protein. Now, if you look at pasteurized milk, same thing. I'm going to go ahead and show you. So you see how 8 grams? Protein
so 1 cup is
in...
8 grams of protein.
Okay. Pasteurized. 8 grams per. See? 8 grams in pasteurized, 8 grams in raw.
So you're saying the pasteurized is better?
No, I'm saying they have the same amount of protein. But yes, I think it is better in the sense that it's less harmful.
So I guess both are harmful for you?
No.
So which milk would you recommend?
So the difference between raw milk and pasteurized milk in terms of its vitamins and minerals and protein and macronutrients, all the same, right? All that's the same. The difference is that raw milk has the potential of giving you, again, E. coli, Listeria, Salmonella at significantly higher rates. So there are no benefits to raw milk compared to pasteurized. There's only drawbacks.
I'm gonna start digging into this because I live in Texas, and I have a big farm, right? And the only milk I actually the only milk I actually drink is raw milk. So,
okay, but that doesn't.
I never got like sick of raw milk, I guess, because I put like some powder in it, like chocolate powder.
Okay, but just because you haven't gotten sick, that doesn't disprove what I said. There's plenty of people that haven't used seatbelts for a long time, and they're okay. There's plenty of people that have smoked for a long time. There's plenty of people who may be significantly overweight that haven't gotten health issues yet, right? That doesn't mean any of those things aren't bad for you.
Got you.
Health-wise.
But I really got triggered. I really got triggered by your prompt, like by the picture. Can you like change it?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't want to.
It has been proven AI though.
It's not.
Okay, man. Have a good day.
No. Jesus. Yes, my other tab was open. It was. I like how you noticed that. All right, let's get back to what we were talking about. That's more important. Was everybody hearing the conversation that we were just talking about? That's more important. I don't know how that offended him. That was really odd to me. That was extremely odd. Hello, Shane. Guys, if you enjoyed the live, click the follow button in the top left. Make sure you guys tap and share. Make sure you do subscribe to me on the tube. It is Dougielifts. I am currently streaming. The link is also in my bio. If you guys want to join Discord, link is in the bio. If you don't want to and you want to get updates when I'm going to go live, click on the bulletin board. Okay. All right. So back to what we were talking about. It looks like there was a study done on gay men, and they prefer bigger sizes, guys. Yeah, there was a study done out of University of Utrecht, and they study regarded large sizes as ideal, and having one was linked to self-esteem. Interesting. They preferred 6.3 inches in length versus 5.9 in heterosexuals. And then 4.9 circumference versus 4.8. Look at that. Interesting stuff, right? Shocker, right? Looks like gay men can take it a little bit more than women, huh? I guess that makes sense. Well, I mean, because if you're above a certain length, like 7 plus, you're gonna hit the ends with a woman. You're gonna hit the ends, right? And I guess with gay men, it would have to be much larger for you to hit something you probably shouldn't be hitting. You know, I'm trying to be as TikTok friendly here as I can. So I guess that makes sense in some sense. Oh yeah, look, so in evolution, the human thing down there size is thicker than that of any other primate, both in absolute terms and relative to the rest of their body. See, guys, we have that going for us. That's very good. The evolutionary reasons for increased thickness have not been established. One explanation is that thicker ones are an adaptation to a corresponding increase in vaginal size. The vaginal canal is believed to have expanded in humans to accommodate the larger size of newborn skull. That makes sense. Women may then have sexually selected men with sizes that are large enough to fit their thing to provide sexual stimulation and to ensure ejaculation. Well, I got news for you. The guy's gonna ejaculate no matter what. It's just gonna happen. So, most guys waste. Yeah, I know, guys. We were talking about some different stuff. I think they get bigger with every generation. Possibly. Guys, I was just reading some of it. I can't guarantee everything I said was correct. I was just reading possible explanations for what I just said there at the end. Interesting stuff, though. It has been suggested that the differences in size between individuals are caused not only by genetics, but also by environmental factors, such as culture, diet, and chemical or pollution exposure. That is interesting. Endocrine disruptors resulting from chemical exposure have been linked to genital deformation in both sexes. Chemicals from both synthetic and natural sources have been linked to various degrees of endocrine disruption. Interesting. Both PCBs, I don't know what that stands for, and DEHP have been associated with a smaller size. The metabolites of DEHP, measured from the urine of pregnant women, have been significantly associated with decreased width. Alright, there's probably only so much I can read here. Alright. I think I read as much as I could, guys. I don't even remember how we got onto that topic. Anyways, I think it's probably time to wrap it up, right? I would say so. So if you guys enjoyed the live, go ahead and give me a follow. Make sure you guys subscribe to me on YouTube. It is Dougielifts. The link is also in my bio. I should be live in the morning, guys, and I should be live also later on today, so make sure you catch me then, okay? Take care. It was a great live. I'll see y'all tomorrow, okay?